So we've got an update on motor yacht Loon, the story that keeps on going. Obviously, there's no official word from anybody involved in the incident, or in terms of the owner of the boat, the captain of the boat, or any management company or anything like that. It's a little bit of a tangled web in terms of that. Generally, a vessel's management company is independent, and it is run by it's a yacht management company that's run by individuals that are hired by the owner of the vessel to look after the vessel. In this particular instance, though, that is not the case. The management company is owned by the captain, I believe, or at least he controls the management company. Whether he owns it, I don't know. So that's it's not surprising, really, that we're not getting any response from the company. We've been in contact with, in every way that we can think of, tried to get a response from them, and they've seen our requests and not answered them. So just FYI in terms of the story. Now, some of the information we've gathered is based on the local news in St. Bart's. It's called the Journal de St. Bart.com. We'll put a link below so you can go and see the article that we're referring to here. And the first bit of news is that the Real Wild Yacht, as far as yesterday, is still there on the rocks. Hasn't been moved. I'm kind of surprised by that. It's been 3 weeks, and also the yacht Loon has left St. Bart, left on New Year's Eve, but the tender is still apparently there. They identified possibility of pollution, so they're concerned about pollution. So they said there's no hurry to move it. It's not doing anyone any harm. So we'd rather than try and drag it off and then get a leak and cause pollution, we'll wait and get the proper equipment in. Now, it's the responsibility of the owner of Loon to recover that vessel, so he'll have to incur all those costs. Now, in terms of injuries, in terms of the person who was most injured, the young woman who was thrown from the vessel, we did say in previous videos that she was taken to hospital in the US. And it seems that it says in the article that she has serious facial injuries, including several fractures. Now, we had heard that she had a broken jaw. We've been unable to confirm that. We still are unable to confirm that, to be honest. But this does seem to suggest that that might be the case. We'll keep you updated when we get any updates on that. Now, there's no further information on the investigation. They said they still don't know what happened or who was driving, but we've got some information about that coming. The deputy prosecutor, who's based in French Guiana, said that we also need to identify the person who was in command of the boat, whether it was the captain or somebody else. And also, like I said, there's been an investigation opened by the prosecutor's office in French Guiana. They probably oversee that territory of that island. They said the onboard instruments of the vessel have been seized in order to determine who was driving at the time of the incident. Now, apparently, there were videos filmed at the time by locals of the vessel leaving the area. The prosecutor said that none of the people involved were taken into custody or are facing legal proceedings. And also he said that they're all allowed to leave. So, the fact that the vessel already left, that means that they were all on board. Nobody was detained. And they also said that the analysis of the toxicology, the screenings carried out on the occupants of the tender, at least those who agreed to undergo them, are underway. So apparently it was voluntary. And what we've been told is that everybody agreed except one person. So I think we can figure out who that one person would be, right? I mean, if you're a passenger in a boat or in a car, you're allowed to drink. You don't have to be sober to be a passenger. Now we've heard from sources who were in the restaurant at the time where the crew were partying, and they said that they were partying hard and drinking heavily. Nothing wrong with that. What I would say, though, is that there should always be one person who is not drinking, especially unless you all went there by taxi and you're all going home by taxi. Then there's no requirement for one person to be sober, I guess. I'm ex-military, so we always had something in the military called Shark Watch. was more to do with provisional IRA at the time. We had to keep one person sober so they had their wits about them to keep an eye on what's going on, and also to be a designated driver. That was usually me, by the way. You know, in this case, there should have been one person not drinking because somebody had to drive that boat home, right? Now, some social media posts from some of the crew or former crew seem to confirm that the captain was driving the tender when they crashed into the rocks. I'll put it on screen here, a post which is a public post, and he says that you know, he was lucky, it was the scariest thing ever, and the captain was driving the boat. So that seems to be confirmation that the captain was indeed in charge of that boat. So yeah, so that's what we've got so far. Like I said, the investigation is underway. I don't know I mean, no legal proceedings are going to be held against anybody. So that's, in terms of, you know, being in trouble with the law, it doesn't seem that there's going to be any comeback there. What's going to happen with the owner of Loon and the person who was driving is another story, isn't it? Well, obviously we'll keep track of it and we'll try to bring you updates when we can. Thanks very much for watching this video. You've been watching a Super Yacht News clip. If you'd like to see the full unedited Super Yacht News video, you can click on the link over here. You can also find our channel links below here. And if you'd like to see more shorter videos like this one, be sure to subscribe to this channel.